All right, bunker brief, everybody. I have a question for you. If you knew you were going to cross paths with an AI version of yourself, a cloned version of yourself, how would you prepare for it? Would you be excited? Would you be scared? Because the probability of that happening is very high. Okay, so the reason I bring this up is because I was watching a movie lately called The Island. And I know a lot of movies follow the same plot, but the whole concept to the movie is there's a man, he's in a controlled facility, he's got some sort of factory job, an organized job underground, and he has a bunch of other people working with him. Soon finds out that him and everyone else in that factory are clones. He escapes into the outside world, which he was told was a deserted wasteland, and he finds a counterpart that looks identical to him and is the exact same person as him. So yeah, he basically realizes that his whole existence has been engineered, even though he shows that he's capable of experiencing emotions, living his own life, and surviving. So that begs the question, is a clone really a person? Or is his clone a person? So obviously, meeting your clone, you're going to encounter a bit of an identity crisis. I think the only way to be somewhat comfortable with it, if it didn't just spawn upon you, you don't walk down the street and see your clone and just, what's going on, buddy? No, you need to know why they're there. There's various amounts of reasons why they would be there. Feel free to explore all the movies that show us that, but I don't think I would be buddy-buddy right off the hop. So what do? Is there any way you can train to prepare to meet your clone? I mean, psychologically, you could probably train yourself to think what would happen if you were ever in that situation. Physically, if it's your clone, is he not going to be of the same similar strengths? That kind of thing. I mean, any sort of martial arts or practice with handheld items, your clone's going to know because he's your clone, no? How do you think your family's going to react if you brought home a clone of yourself? I mean, I guess it would depend if you were an annoyance in their life or you were a pretty handy person. But similar to how you met a version of yourself, I imagine they're going to be pretty freaked out too. So let me ask you this. What are some of the first things that you think you're going to do when you meet your clone? So one of the first things I'm doing is I'm pacing out the 100-meter dash. Me and me are going head to head to see who is quicker, see who's faster. Next thing, we're going straight to the gym. Bench press, pull-ups, squat. Let's do our 1 rep max and have some fun with it. What else could we do? I'd probably ask him what methods he uses to not procrastinate. And then for the rest of the day, we'd probably procrastinate together. Or maybe we both go to a party and we leave at the same time. Then everyone's confused about who's the bigger introvert. I'm trying to figure out what roles clones would have in a society. Are they going to have equal rights, equal opportunities, or are they going to be treated as second-class citizens in a way? Just copies. Do you think there'd be any sort of discrimination against clones? I don't even know how you'd tell them apart. Depends on what timeline you'd meet them. If they came from the future, then it'd be a whole different story. But if you meet your clone on the exact same timeline as you, that doesn't even make sense. What am I talking about? So I feel like with my luck, I'd have a fun day with my clone. We'd go out to lunch. We'd grab a coffee, something like that. Next day, I would get a text. Hey, Tristan. So I started my own YouTube channel named Welcome to the Bumper, and it's going really well. I have 10 subscribers so far. And that would be my life. I'd have a clone wanting to be just like me, wanting to be as perfect as me, and I don't think I could take that. Okay, so this just jumps into the whole timeline, time travel type thing. Say you meet your past self, say you meet your younger self. They're 14 years old. Are you going to be that guy and tell them, you should make this decision, you should make that decision? Or are you going to let life play its course? Maybe you think you should have had more fun. You tell them, go out with your friends more, go party more, don't worry about the books. Or do you think the regrets of your past have built you into the person you are today? So you wouldn't even be in a situation where you could be giving advice. I don't know how that all works, but it's kind of cool to think about. And then we go to the other side of things. If you could meet your future self, would you make different decisions in your current life that reshape your future? Or would you stick to the path you're on now and embrace everything? So I wonder if we would even be able to trust our future selves. Maybe they're telling us white lies in order to keep us from something, to shield us from something bad. Maybe they don't want us to get cloned. I don't know how it works. I just drink my coffee and smile and wave. Imagine if you're able to talk to your younger self, your clone, your alternate timeline person, and you could fix all the little mistakes that annoyed you throughout your life. Not the major life-changing things, but there's a stain in my carpet that I can't get out, and I spilt a coffee on it one day. I don't know if it had honey in it or something, but there's a stain that won't come out, and it drives me crazy. First world problems, I know, but just something to think about. What about that time I lost my wallet and I had to go replace every single ID? That took like 4 days that I could have spent doing something else. So are clones even ethical in the first place? I have no idea. Like I said in the movie before, you've got two beings who have their own emotions, their own thoughts, their own feelings. Pretty sure they had their own families in the movie and they don't even know about each other. So I can't even answer that. Would you start to forget who is the clone and who is the real person if you're spending so much time with them? This is another movie that I watched. It's the one with the spaceships. Is it Tom Cruise? Oh, what is it? Oblivion. And at the end of the movie, there's clones that look exactly alike, and they're trying to convince the woman who's the clone and who's not. Are those situations going to become a reality one day? So that brings us to the topic. Am I going to age differently than my clone? Am I going to develop wrinkles in my skin when they don't show any signs of aging? I'm made of natural this, and they're made of plastics and metal parts? Or is their biology designed to be the same as mine? Are they going to decompose one day? More thoughts for late at night. Okay, so after all that, meeting a clone of yourself is going to bring up some crazy questions. Would it be a dystopian nightmare, or would it be the best day in someone's life? I don't know. So for me and myself's thoughts on it, I'm still conflicted. Half of me thinks it would be super fun. The other half is quite competitive, so I know there'd be some butting heads. Or maybe I just end up in an endless loop of existential reflection. So let me know, would meeting your clone be a good thing, or would it just be way too weird? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you know how a version of yourself would make your life better. That's your bunker brief, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Get yourself a hot coffee. We'll see you in the next one.